I love God of Fire. Great summertime spring favorites for me. Perfectly unisex, decent performance. It's just got this real fruity, tropical, sweet open. It's really sweet and tropical all the way throughout it. Some people it's too sweet for them, but not for me. I like the sweetness of it. It's got some spices. It's fresh. Dries down to some woods, some oud and some amber notes. The oud is really light. In the original, I can pick up the oud a little bit more than the clones. And the original is definitely more smooth than all the clones too. The clones are a little bit rougher and a little bit harsher, but not much. This is a real expensive fragrance, so I'm pretty happy with the clones on this. When this fragrance first came out, I blew through a 5 milliliter and there wasn't any clones out at that time, but then the clones started coming out, so I picked up a few of those, and then I reacquired another decant so I could do this video. But yeah, I love this fragrance. It's got a great mango note in it. It's one of the better mango note fragrances out there. Kind of got mango kick-started even more. That note has been pretty popular for a while, but now I'm seeing it used in a lot of fragrances, and it's a great note, great to use in fragrances. There's nice ginger and lemon off the top too that really stands out. It's a little bit of red berries, and then there's a jasmine, a little bit of light florals in this that kind of round it out. And then as it dries down, you get this a lot of musk, and you get amber notes too. It's an amber fragrance throughout. You pick up the amber immediately, but as it dries down, you start getting more of that. Just a well-crafted fragrance. It just puts me in a really good tropical state of mind, very relaxing, and works great in warmer weather. And yeah, this is one of the better new releases. This fragrance hadn't been out that long. This is one of my favorite new releases, and it's moved into one of my favorite scent DNAs, period. So we'll do some comparisons here, some of the clones I have of it, and I'll just kind of rank them from my least favorite or the least close to it on up. And I'll end with my favorite one or two. So all these are good though. Every one of these clone fragrances I like because I like the scent DNA, and if I didn't like them, I wouldn't even talk about them. So I like each and every one of these, and there's not a huge divide here from worst to best. I like all these, as I said, and we'll just get going with this, and I'll start out with my least favorite, and it's also the least closest to it, and we'll move up the rankings from there. In last place, but I still really do like this, from Dua, Fire God Mango Infusion, which he was trying to, put a twist on the DNA, so it wasn't supposed to be as close. I'd say this is only about 70% close from open to mid and dry down. It stays about 70% linear throughout. This came in second place in performance. Performance is really good on this, better than the original. And I still really like this one. It's just a twist on the DNA. The mango note is ramped up a little bit, but there's like the red berry notes in this is ramped up a lot. So I get this fruity pebble vibe kind of added to the DNA, which I like that. I like the fruity pebble vibe added to it. I love fruity pebbles, and I like the way they smell. So yeah, even though this came in last place, I still really do like this one. And this one's kind of nice to layer with one of the other clones too, to kind of amp up the performance and add a little bit of twist to that DNA. So yeah, this is I still recommend this one, but it just came in last in this competition. The last is this Ophidian Mango Bliss from Paris Corner. Still really nice option. In the open, it's only about 70% close. The notes are jumbled around a little bit. Then the mids is it's kind of the next maybe half hour to an hour. It's about 80% close. And then for the duration of the fragrance from there, it's about 85% close to the original. Close enough, for the price difference, it's still a really nice option because this is dirt cheap and the original is far from cheap. This one's last in performance though, out of all the clones. You can smell it pretty decent if you spray pretty heavy for about 4 hours on your skin, a little more on clothes. The original, you get about 2 hours more. I only get about 6 hours on the original. You can smell it really good. I mean, if you put your nose right on the skin, you can smell it, but who's doing that? I want to smell it out in the air a little bit too, and have other people smell it a little bit. But yeah, this is still a great option. For the price difference, you could buy 2 or 3 bottles of this and just spray it heavy when you left, and then take one with you and spray it throughout the day, and you'd still have a bunch of money left in your pocket. So yeah, still a great option. Still really like this one. In third place is this Sceptre Malachite from Maison Alhambra. Really nice. It's second in the opening. It's about 80% there, which is pretty close. The mango and the citruses just isn't jumping and popping off the notes, and the amber scent profile and popping off the skin like it is with the original. The dry down, it gets about 85%. So after just a minute or so, you're about 85% there, which is where I like to be. You're not getting the same source of oils and all that, so it's not going to be, you're not going to get 100%. So I'm happy at 85%. Where this one fell off and I kind of moved it down to third is in longevity. This one came in fifth in longevity. I'm only getting, maybe 4 hours out of this, maybe maybe a little over 4 hours out of this if I spray heavy. Now, more on clothes. If you spray on clothes, you know, with any fragrance, you'll get more. But yeah, it's pretty close, the same scent profile. Notes aren't jumbled around or anything. It's pretty spot on. Just a little bit of quality difference, and just longevity is not quite there like the original two. But you know, starting out at 80, and then most of the life of the fragrance, you're at 85% close. That's good, because this is only like a $20 fragrance, and the original is over $200. So yeah, this is a great option. All right, we got a tie for first place. So you just kind of got to think about what direction you want to go. There's some advantages to each of them, and but the tie is between Fire Power from Scentual Obsessions and CMacs Fire from Barrett. Both of these are really good interpretations of it, and they work great. So we'll just talk about Fire Power more first on this one, and you know what its advantages were. This one's first on performance. It outperformed this one. This one was second. Both these performed really well, more than the original by far. Both of these, but this one I gave this one a slight edge. It was just a little bit longer on longevity, so that kind of pushed this towards the top. Open, this was third. It was still a little bit off. The notes are just jumbled up. It wasn't just as fresh mango as the other. And then in the mid, you know, once it started drying down a little for the next hour or whatever, it's about 80 to 85%, just under 85, closer to 80%. So just a little bit off from the Barrett. The Barrett was closer in the mid. And then in the dry down, like all these, they all hit about it, except for the Dua, hit about 85%. So the life of the fragrance, this is about 85%, but it's just pushing way harder. When I did a side by side, it smelled pretty identical scent profile, but this one was just pushing. Really nice sillage and longevity to it. So yeah, this is a great option if you want a budget option with some real horsepower. I layered this with the original a couple times, and that worked out really good. So yeah, this great job at Scentual Obsessions by Kevin. All right, even though this one tied with the Scentual Obsessions in the score, I'm going to give Barrett Fragrances CMacs Fire first place, because on presentation, it's better. I like this bottle. I like the way these Barrett bottles are with the little metal plate on them. And then this is the special CMacs Fire limited edition with the shimmering mango flavored juice. So yeah, I love this one. This one's hard to get, especially this limited edition. But shout out to Sean. Sean hooked me up with a bunch of Barrett fragrances. He sent me I don't know, samples, travel atomizers of, I don't know, more than 30. I don't know, maybe closer to like 50 or 60 Barrett fragrances. And really impressed with the house. And he had an extra bottle of this one. So he sold me this one. So that's how I got this one. It's hard to get. But this one's really good. It opens up about 90%, which is really good. Most clones are going to stay, they're lucky to get 85% in the opening, especially a fragrance like this. But this is almost identical. It's 90%. Then in the mid, it gets about 85%, which is where I want to be. At the base, it stays about 85%. Longevity, it's third. This is tied with the OG. It kind of forms almost identical to the OG. So this one's right on par with the OG as far as performance and the way it smells. So, you know, with an open being at 90%, this is better than 85%, which is where I like to be. So Barrett knocked out of the park on this one with presentation and this limited edition and the longevity of it. So of all the Barrett fragrances I tried, a lot of them were really good. This one's probably my favorite, but I'm really in love with this scent profile too. So yeah, great job, CMacs Fire from Barrett Fragrances. Highly recommend this one. And if you guys made it this far, like, subscribe, and comment. That helps my algorithm. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch.